welcome back, guys. We're on episode 6. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is In the Studio with Levi. I got a great group of guys here. Super excited. We got Darren Carter.
Darren Carter, the party starter.
Woo woo.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah. We got Mike Sirkllin.
Hey, what's up?
And we got Aiden in the building. Aiden. No last name. He's underage. And we got Nick Romero in the building.
What's happening?
Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. You could be anywhere, but you're here on the web, chilling. It's a group of guys here, and you guys are all like doing so good in comedy. I watch stand-up comedy. I perform, but it helps fight depression, and so I do thank you guys for coming in here. And we have inside, pick your brains as comedians and let people find out, more about you, and sometimes your set is your material, and then people like to get to know the real Nick Romero. He runs a room up in Torrance called Machine Gun Comedy. Hilarious. He's been, you want to talk about that? You've been running
Yeah, man, we've been running it for 2 years. I started it with my buddy Dustin Ibarra.
What's up, Dustin?
Aiden in. We're kind of
snuck him in the back door.
He just Aiden talked about how he wanted to do stand up and stuff like that, so we just kind of brought him under our wing, man, and we'll do workshop writing sessions in the back on our on the nights that we're running the shows, and then we'll just write something really quick all together, and we'll be like, Aiden, go say it, especially if it's like really messed up, and we're like, we can't say that, you go say it. You'll get away with it.
You can sign us. You're still in school, or are you done?
Yeah, I'm still in school.
Okay, man. School's out for me, man.
I figured you've been out for a little bit, right? And when did you start?
When did I start stand-up? About like a year and a half ago, almost. Yeah.
And he's killing it, man.
That's cool.
Killing it hard.
Yep.
It's tough, man. It's tough. You've been doing it for how long now, Darren?
Yeah, probably when I was a little older than Aiden. I started when I was around 8. Well, in high school, I started writing stuff down.
Yeah.
And then, I was on the speech team and, all that kind of stuff. But that's basically when I started, was in school. Then I got, the structure of...
Were you the class clown?
I was the class clown if I was... does this thing adjust? Yeah. If I was comfortable with the people... Yeah, I was, and then I started, this is back in the 80s, I started rapping and stuff, and it was
you're a rapping musical comedian.
Yeah,
man.
it was crazy.
Did you have like a mohawk?
I had like a lot more hair, I tell you that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, is that when you started your first party? Is that?
Yeah, exactly. Darren Carter party.
Wasn't it like the Rooster or something like that?
Yeah, the Rooster.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
Yeah, Rooster, nice.
Yeah, all that stuff. But, back then it was, and still it's like, Aiden's really lucky when you find what your passion is and you go for it, and it's like, and you find supportive people that are,
right.
It's the best.
He's around monsters too. That's always good to be around,
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember what your first club was?
First club when I first started, it wasn't really clubs. It was anywhere, like bowling alleys, redneck bars. Yeah, we did like drug rehab centers, drug rehab like facilities, like
laundry.
I was always the funniest
laundromats.
person in rehab. Yeah.
yeah.
Darren started in the 50s. He's on that. He's on that adrenochrome.
Exactly. Yeah. We do it at the Sock Hops, man. And,
Him and Lenny Bruce were good friends.
whatever happened to Lenny? But the first club was, because I grew up in Fresno. The first club was the comedy club that was in that town, and that was about 6 months after I'd started, and I was doing great everywhere. And then that comedy club, maybe because they were all like quote adults, it was really hard, man. Yeah, they were like, no, but that place was, like the audience was like over 30, and they were like Tommy Bahama shirts, and like it was just
Suburbs. So you were in the suburbs.
Yeah,
so you're doing stand up for my dad.
Yeah. It'd be like doing comedy. It'd be like being his age, but doing comedy with a room full of people your dad's age. That's what it was, and it was hard, man. It was like
Parents pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, don't you guys hate when you make like a prank phone call and your mom's behind you and you're all busted, and you're like Kermit the Frog here, and for like people that were like 25 and under, like it would kill, but then like that crowd, they were just like, what?
Right.
And it was
mom's calling out in the background. Shut up, piggy.
Yeah, and I remember and I did a guest set, so there was like the opener who did great. He was like, hey, and it was just so like, I was so unrelatable because I was doing these crazy impressions and high energy, and I was frenetic energy, just like I was Robin Williams or something. And then the MC would go up and just kill. He was talking about golfing and being on an airplane and divorce, like all this stuff I hadn't even experienced. So I was like, like, wow, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So that was your first show. Did you do open mics before that?
Do you remember your first show?
Yeah, that
He avoided the question altogether, didn't he?
No, what I said is because he asked me the first club. That was the first club. But before that, I did. You know, like I said, I used to. I made audiences laugh by being on the speech team because we do like these comedic speeches for a couple of years. I did the rapping, and I did like those 6 months of like those bowling alley gigs, and I was good, you know. But that my first club where it was like the adults and like this is the real club, and maybe probably in my mind I put too much on it where I'm like, okay, I got to do good here. And then I remember bombing, and it was like that's the first time I ever bombed. And dude, I was like, I couldn't believe it because I was like, this is what I want to be for a living, do for a living. And I remember just like so depressed. Like the next day, it was hard to get out of bed. I was like, man, this is what
Yeah. How long before you went back and like after you had that experience?
As soon as I could, because I remember calling because even then in Fresno I didn't know any really. I only knew a couple comedians that had would drive down to the Comedy Store. So I called this one guy that was like a magician. I was like, well, that's close enough. I go, what do I do, man? And I told him, and he goes, you just got to get out there again. You got to just do it again. Just it's funny. It just didn't work that time, but that's okay. Just try it again. And
the Magi gave him coaching.
Yeah.
That's great. Everybody needs a Magi.
Something's poking me in.
Flashlight. All right.
I carry one. Yeah, I carry one as a dancer at Chippendale. I do the cop act, so I come out.
Oh, you did? That's funny.
Oh, you look like you could be a cop. I can see that.
No, that's what my drug dealer always says.
It's that strong. It's the strong chin. It's the strong chin.
That's good.
I'm chewing a lot. I'm biting down a lot.
Or they call it mewing, I think,
Yeah,
right?
mewing.
Mewing?
Yeah, see, it's popular with the youth.
Yeah.
What is it?
Mewing.
What's mewing?
When you clench your jaw.
Oh, that's just the cocaine.
I think it's where you put your tongue in the roof of your mouth, and it's supposed to give you a stronger jawline.
like this goes up.
Get rid of that double.
Oh, yeah.
They're all
I've seen
young
people
anyway.
chew on the balls and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that thing. They put it in the mouth, and it's like an exercise thing. Is that what that is?
We should try that. You have a strong jawline. I mean, you have a strong. Yeah. Chewing's good. Mewing.
You look like you have a strong jawline, but what if you shaved and you don't? But you look like you do, so who cares?
It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We'll never know.
We'll never
This is
know.
The look that
We'll know what's under there.
Aiden, can you grow any facial hair yet, or?
Nope, just the speech fuzz right here. Yeah.
Nice.
So do your like friends in like you? I assume you're in high school, right?
Yeah.
Do your friends in high school know what you're up to? Like, do they
Yeah,
try to come
yeah.
see you? And
Sometimes, yeah.
does it put you on the spot like you're in PE and they're like, all right, Aiden, make us laugh?
Oh, that happened before. I was at like a little party.
I hate
and,
getting put on the spot. Be funny. It's
And they tried to make
Yeah.
you do stand up at this
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Well, I
they're
would say like just kids probably worse than adults, but maybe adults suck too. So I guess everybody.
We would snap on each other in high school. We were just making fun of each other. We
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have like material or telling them stories. We were just
Yeah, it was
like,
all
dude, you're
roasting.
flooding, bro. Why are your
Yeah,
pants
yeah.
so short? Or you got your fucking nose is huge.
Oh yeah,
dude.
high school is
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah, I had to be put on a spot like, yo, do a set for us, and I was like first starting out, and I was like, fuck.
Did you do it?
I did a little bit.
Did you bomb?
No.
That's good.
But it
That's
would've-
good. Yeah.
Did you get laid?
Nope. They're like, this guy talks about being gay.
You're like, none of the dudes were into it.
Yeah, they weren't. They
You
weren't
got like your
feeling
shirt,
you.
man. Nirvana, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
You got a lot of tattoos, man. Have you done any jail time or what's going on?
Yeah. Like a decade ago. That's why I got sober.
You're sober now. You're good.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I always
yeah.
ask my comedians if you want to drink or smoke, and 98% of the comedians don't. That's great. The
Yeah,
working ones.
A lot of us are.
The working ones are straight because you have to remember your shit. Or did you swipe your nose? Was that a secret?
Oh, I had an itch. Yeah.
So no drugs, Darren? Are you clean? Squeaky clean?
Yeah.
Take any like boner pills or anything?
No. I take what did I take today? I took this one thing. My wife's like, we should take this. It's you keep it in the fridge. Culturel. It's good for your stomach, I guess.
Okay, like probiotics.
Probiotics.
Probiotics. Yeah.
Probiotics,
Yeah.
yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that's great. Like that's the age we're at. Like the other day I sneezed and I threw my back out. I'm like,
Yeah.
where I used to like play football in the middle, with all these like guys with no helmet or anything like that, just tackling my buddies. And now I sneeze. I got to worry about a big sneeze, like throwing my back.
Pushed you hard and your back pops.
Yeah, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, you're almost 50 now, dude. You got a birthday coming up.
You look
great. You look great.
Thank
man.
you. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's because I don't have any kids. I know you have 7 kids. I think
You have 7 kids?
Yeah, shout out to all and each one.
Shout out to each
Say
one.
their names.
Is it 7
but you
different
can't.
women?
3 different moms. Maybe
Wow.
4.
These guys live life, man.
Papa was a rolling stone.
Where he laid his hat was his home. Yeah.
Darren,
Any of them clients, ex-clients?
No, I'm like one son. Two of them like me.
Oh, you just have one.
I miss them all. I love them all.
Were any of them rich?
Well, they're
because if so, you could have got the child support.
Yeah, no, we're all no.
I would feel like being a Chippendale dancer. Like
they had their hand. Yeah, I know you're watching. Yeah, they women are they want to know what you got and what they can get, and yeah, I don't really like women that much. Sorry,
you're like, I got a bow tie in this dick.
And then let me ask you. That's curious. So, especially with our age group, because earlier before we recorded, you said you were a Chippendale, and we all knew what it was except Aiden. And I go,
he thought it was a cartoon.
Yeah, it was a cartoon.
Yeah, that's right.
I love the Rescue Rangers.
Yeah. I was Mickey Mouse.
Launchpad was my favorite.
But it's funny, like the different,
I'm 44.
Yeah, C44. I'm 54, and there's like phrases like my son's 16, so he says certain things like, our age group, we would say something's cool, like, it's cool. But then you guys say fire.
Yeah, fire.
Fire's in.
Fire.
Yeah, everything's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world's on fire right now.
The world's on fire. The world's cool right now. No, it's not. It's on fire. No.
Yeah.
16, huh? Okay.
Yeah, he's 16, but that reminds like the language, and then back to being a stripper for 20 years.
Oh yeah, just bring it down.
But here's what
An entertainer.
I always wanted to know about this part. To me, this is like the best part about being a male dancer, like that first day or the first audition, because I worked at a comedy club in downtown San Diego, and they were gonna have like a male review night, and it was funny that I saw.
How'd it go? Did you have a good time?
Well, I passed. No, but it was funny because it was running late, so some of the comedians got to watch these guys audition, and I'll never forget this one guy. To me, I was cracking up. It was so funny because he went to take his pants off, but he had his shoes on, and he couldn't get his pants over his shoes, and it looked so stupid. And I was just like, oh my! And it was like their open mic. It was like these male dancers open mics. But so like your first time doing it, were you nervous as hell, like in comedy, or what was it like your first time being a male dancer?
Yeah, I was out in Indiana, and a guy, Jeff Newhouse, he's watching. My first male review company I worked for, we were the Men of Steel, and my audition, I came in, and they had me come to a show to watch to see if I'd want to be a part of that. And I saw all these women jumping around, taking their wedding rings off. Get him, money everywhere, drugs, and like, I dropped out of college.
You're like, hey, this is the life for me. Yeah.
I thought it was, but it's like, it's an industry that you can go make some money in and develop your entertainer side and your thick skin. I was on the mic, I hosted the shows, and I danced and became the tour manager, but, it's you find out women are the devil, dude. Women are the devil. I've been around all of them, black, white, Colombian, Dominican, all of them, and I'm disappointed because like
have you been around the ones with penises yet? No. I heard those ones are pretty cool.
They're in right now.
They're just like dudes.
Yeah, they got it all. No, in my time, man, it was just tits and just the normal.
Yeah, because I guess from the outside you just see all these girls screaming, going like you're Elvis and stuff. So you're like, that's cool, but then you're seeing more of it than that. You're seeing like
there's you can go and do like a G-rated thing, or you can become like a sex addict. You can turn into drugs. You can.
I guess just like comedy,
break up
right?
home.
Yeah.
Any form of entertainment. I was a touring musician from like young dudes, like 17 until like 27, and it was just I was a singer of like multiple bands and stuff like that. So a lot of like hardcore bands and like post-hardcore bands. Did the whole Warped Tour circuit and stuff like that at a young age. And then like anytime the band would come home off the road and we weren't doing anything for a while, it was just like
get depressed, right?
Yeah. Well, I would be like, "Who wants to party?" And they're like, "My friends are already becoming adults," and they're like, "Dude, it's a Tuesday. I got to go to work."
Right. I got to be in the office in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's tough about entertainment. I think is it can be when you're home, you want to be on the road. but then when you're on the road, you want to be home.
Yes.
It's just like this weird.
Yeah.
You got to like try to balance it.
The last like road stint that I did for stand up or whatever, the whole time I was just like, man, I miss my bed. You know,
It is
the
something.
entire time. I miss my pillows.
Yeah.
That's the thing I
Yeah.
miss the most on the road because they're all broken in. You know.
Yeah.
I miss my pillows.
Are you a night owl? Do you stay up late?
No, I got like a routine that I do like pretty much every day. Kind of an early riser, prayer, meditation, journaling, and then
Nice. That sounds
12-step
healthy.
meeting, and then writing and just filling the day doing
Some
productive
comedians
shit.
don't take care of themselves and stand up all night and partying. And it's like we lost Mike Mitchell. Rest in peace. He was
Big Mike.
Big
yeah,
Mike,
he was
RIP.
kind of like he brought me in and encouraged me to do stand up. And, so he brought me in. I was doing his shows for him, and I just watched him like abuse himself. And I'm just like,
and he lost some weight too, right? I feel like he lost a bunch of weight because last time I saw it, because he was doing that show at the dispensary. That's the last time.
yeah,
I
There's
saw
so many like tragic stories like that in comedy, and I think like a lot of like
Gets depressing.
A lot of comedians like
Yeah.
wake up nowadays. Like there's so many of us in recovery.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Right,
see
right.
them
And
like
still funny.
every meeting I go to that's packed with.
do you
like,
go to
comics.
NA or AA or
All of the A's.
all of all of them?
like 4 multiple.
Nice. I used to host NAs, and it's good.
Did you ever dance for him?
Yeah, I would get hired. I worked for these companies. They would send you out to like
Yeah.
nail salons during the day, and
Oh, really?
other customers are there and getting their nails done, and you're just like,
How funny would that be? They'd be like,
Lighting's real bright.
this would be a lot better if I was high right now.
How about this? Work it out.
well, you can't. Yeah, you ever dance? Put on
Professionally, if I professionally dance, no.
outfit? You ever put outfit on for your wife and just do a little dance for her?
No, I mean, just the dance with her is like, cause I'm not a dancer, like, but when we go out and we dance, like that's enough for her. Like we actually saw Wu-Tang on Saturday, their residency at the Virgin.
No way.
So I got.
Dope.
How was that?
It was they put on a great show. Aiden, you've heard of Wu-Tang, I hope.
Yeah.
All right. No, they put on a great show. Like it was, and like
They were all there?
they were
All 27 of them?
Oh, man.
Well, there were a lot of them. They were
All
there.
of them.
It was Old Dirty Bastard's son. What they call him, Young Dirty Bastard.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And so he sounds like his dad. So that was cool. And it was a lot of fun. So, but I knew I was getting some like that night because she was grinding on me all night. And I was like, so.
Yeah, nothing like
It's
protect
exercise.
your neck
Yeah.
to get you laid.
Exactly. So
But when you get to a point, you're like, all right, I'm done dancing. I'm tired. I want to go sit down, right?
Yeah.
And women want to dance all night.
All
You're like,
night.
dude, I'm gonna get off my feet. I've been dancing. Like you dance for 2 hours, and like, let's go dancing. I'm like, I've been dancing for hours. I'm done dancing. You can come and read the Bible to me if you want.
The girl I'm seeing right now always wants to do that. She's like, let's go see music and stuff like that. I was like, I did that professionally for almost 20 years. Like, I don't want to go watch.
Are you a narcissist? You don't want to?
No, I don't like being in crowds either.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, that's the last thing in the world I want to do.
Like, so for me, being a comedian since I was like his age, basically, like I like music because it's an escape for me. I'm like when I see a concert, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. But I wonder if it could, if it would, like
That's what brought me
Yeah.
into stand up. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this
Yeah.
is different. And it's a
Different,
lot
yes.
more fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot more humility in stand up too. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
because when you're backstage with these guys, these rock stars and
Right.
stuff like that, they're so far up their own asses. And it's just not like that with comics. We've all been in rooms or on
Yeah.
shows with like the top of the heap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's just so cool and normal.
Fans of each other.
It was just like such a contrast, and that's what made me like really latch on to stand up. I was like, this is just like more like cool.
Because I was gonna say I like music for the escapism, but I bet if I was like you did, if I toured as a musician, I maybe I'd be like, oh, this is all bullshit. This
Well,
guy,
it's jaded. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to be jaded, but it's like, but what's funny? I'll tell you a funny.
You get irritated. You're like, I should be
Yeah.
up there.
Well, I'm not a musician, so I'm just like, that's amazing.
That's
you
how
know?
I feel at AA meetings. I'm
Yeah,
like, this
musical.
guy's bombing right now.
Right. Yeah, and I think my son, he loves music. He's a musician. He plays bass guitar, and he can hear like perfect pitch, like
Right.
or
He said he
Yeah.
knows like the difference between A, B, C.
yeah, like if you hit something, or he'll be like F sharp major or whatever,
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And so when he's
Crazy.
watching and he's observing it, loving it, and like he's
So he's really into it.
Really
you
into
guys
it.
cater him to it.
Oh,
that he'll,
yeah.
like dive into
oh yeah,
it.
if he's either playing at home or when he's eating lunch, when he or dinner when he's at home, he's watching YouTube like these tutorials or doing deep dives into like comparing Metallica songs or whatever. He's like,
I can't get my
See,
son off
that's
his
the
tablet.
thing that I
He's
think
always
is
on stuff.
different from like
Yeah.
my dad's generation and then the generation that came after him is like for parenting.
Yeah.
Like my dad's generation was defeat them internally. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Make sure they don't chase their dreams so that they get a good job and they have stability and safety.
Do you know my dad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
And then like the generation that came after, like, dude, you guys like cater them towards their shit and they become the most successful people in things that they actually love.
Yeah.
You know?
A little support, family.
My dad's never given me shit for stand up.
He doesn't support your stand-up?
No, he's like, because the first time that when I finally invited him out to come see me, I was opening for Paul Rodriguez, and he's a huge Paul Rodriguez fan.
Yeah. Nice.
So when he saw me open for Paul Rodriguez, he was like, he looks at Paul like
He's a legend.
he's a legend. So then he sees
He's got a
his son
benefit coming
opening
up.
for him and killing it. And he goes, my dad's been like nothing but supportive for that. But music, he was like, yeah, you got to cut that shit out and get a real job.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, I'm on Warped Tour all summer long, and he's like, I don't know what that is. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's all sounds the same. to
I
me.
toured with Warped Tour, but we would pass out macaroni and cheese samples.
Oh, that's cool. You were part of a catering company?
Yeah.
Did you put your wiener out?
We would pass
Do
out
that
samples and
little
watch the
trick where you
bands.
put
It was
your
great.
penis through the hole. And you're like, hey, you want some
When I
macaroni
worked for
and
Butlers
cheese?
and the Buff, you'd wear like an apron with just
It was called bony macaroni.
just the tip, Dustin. Just the tip. So
Yeah, I was about to say, Darren. I would say you were gonna say you seem like a really cool dad. Like,
Oh,
I was
thank you.
very.
Are you a good dad?
Yeah,
Do you
dude.
spank
I love-
your- Do you spank them?
Yeah.
No.
You never spanked them?
No. Mm-mm.
California dads
Yeah.
don't spank them.
Yeah.
I always
feel like-
threaten my son. I'm
How do
gonna,
you-
but I don't.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah, how
like
do you
Darren
put-
sits down with his kid and like reasons with him. Like, this is what's
Right.
up.
Like
this is
Full
right.
House.
Yeah,
every
educate
Bob
'em.
Saget.
Yeah.
You educate, you don't teach them like, don't do that, it hurts. That was my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're crying? I'll give you something
Darren's
to cry
like,
about.
don't-
I was raised like that, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah,
Is your
right.
dad
Teaches you to
disciplinarian?
lie.
Yeah.
It
My-
does.
my
It
mom
teaches
was,
you to
yeah.
lie. Did you
Right,
hear that?
yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
straight out the mouth of, someone
good
going
liar?
through it.
Lie to me right now.
Wait, what was
Tell me
the?
a lie.
What did you say? Teaches you to lie.
Strict
When you
parents?
beat them.
Oh
When you get
Oh,
like,
yeah, 'cause-
seriously
It just
punished
teaches
for
you to
it.
get sneakier.
Yeah.
Are you making? Do you want help? Or are you asking for help? Should we call somebody? I mean, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not big on spanking. It's-
I want to say something back to this musician thing and being jaded or whatever. My wife and I, we took our son to see at the Hollywood Bowl. There was an 80s night, and it was an interesting night because the sun, in the beginning, like the sun's barely going down, so it's
Yeah.
and then it gets darker for like the bigger stars, I guess, the headliners or whatever.
Right.
The first person, it was kind of cool because she sang that song "Walking on Sunshine." I'm walking on sunshine.
Oh, cool.
And it was still kind of sunny. And it
Was it the actual band?
Yeah, yeah.
that
It was
did-
I forget her name, but it's yeah. And then the next group was a guy that I'm not that familiar with. I think his name is Paul Young.
Okay. And it just progressively got
Yes.
like more famous.
And then
as
the
it
one,
went on?
then the sun's going down, but the crowd was still cut, because the sun's so there's sort of mellow, and then again, it's all people who like '80s music, so they're a little older. And I remember this is such a funny memory for me. The name of the group that sings "I'll Stop the World and Melt for You."
I'll stop the world.
Yes.
and melt with you.
What are they called?
Who is it?
English Beat or something, or
maybe.
Modern English?
Modern English.
Modern English. Yeah, they're wearing all white. They have like the guitars, and he comes out and he goes, "Oh, we having a good time," and the crowd was like, "Yeah," but just it wasn't like that. And he goes, "How about showing some fucking enthusiasm?" and then they launch into,
Right.
"I'll stop the world." It wasn't like it was,
That's good. See, concerts
Yeah.
like that are cool, man.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go to like I was saying to jump back in time to what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. Like my chick will be like, "Oh, let's go to this."
Who
Since
she
we
wanna
run
see?
shows at the end in South Bay.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Let's go to the end and see the band this weekend." I'm like, "I don't. That's the last
yeah.
place in the world I
Fucking
want to."
cover
And it's
band.
always a cover
Yeah, I
band.
would
You
not
know,
wanna
it's like
see
I don't want to
that.
go listen to dudes.
Yeah.
That'd be like like.
You want to be the only form of entertainment for
That'd be
her.
like me coming to
Right.
you, Darren, and being like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's go watch this Bill Burr cover comic."
The fuck?
I don't
You
want
guys
to
go
do
watch.
that.
You go. I don't go.
We do.
You
I
go
was
watch?
just talking about wife. It does hurt a little bit every time I hear my wife laughing at somebody else like that. Like, I don't
she's
care when
cheating on
she
you a
tells
little
me.
bit.
I don't care when she tells me like
Cheater.
Jason Momoa is hot, all that, whatever. I know she's not gonna. That's not gonna ever happen. But like when I hear
Are you
her
wearing your
laughing,
ring? Are you wearing your ring?
Yeah, I wear
Okay,
my
that's
ring. Yeah,
fine.
she likes to keep her mark.
If she
on it,
doesn't,
yeah.
she beats me.
But when she's laughing, like obviously, like she when we like listen to Chappelle or something, like with somebody that I have, respect and all this. But if we're at the Dime and I hear her laughing, I'm like, all right, let's not laugh too hard at this guy. It's not that funny.
It's not that funny.
He's not that funny.
I had my last ex-girlfriend, man. She would stay friends with like her ex-boyfriends and stuff.
Oh God!
And they're all like successful dudes. So one of them was coming into town. He was playing the troubadour, and he's in this band. And
What's
she
the
like
troubadour?
invited me to go, and I was like, "That's the last thing in the world I want to do with you is go look up and worship
be
at
torture.
your ex-boyfriend, just killing it in front of a sold-out crowd at the
What
troubadour."
was the instrument he plays?
Fuck.
I can't remember. I don't know.
It doesn't sound manly.
I didn't want to look. Yeah, right. I didn't want to look.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I'm too much of
My
an
ego
narcissist.
wouldn't let me look.
I think Chris Porter was the last comedian I went to go pay tickets to go see. He over the Improv.
Oh, that's cool.
He's pretty. Have you seen Chris?
Yeah,
Dude.
of course.
Chris is awesome. Do you know how
Yeah,
to get
like
him
when
on?
I watch musicians, usually it's like we'll go to the fair and then it'll be like we'll pay a little extra to see like the band, and so it's like that kind of stuff. Like it's what you're describing. That would be kind of tough to see cover bands at a bar like,
with your ex, with the
yeah,
girls.
no,
there.
you're like I used to do the.
It'd be like it'd be like you going and just
Yeah.
watching open
And he wrote a
mics.
song about
right.
her.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to do
Oh,
it
it's
at
a
all.
song,
It's like no,
It's like pulling teeth.
like you know who we saw? Like remember Casey and the Sunshine Band?
God, yes.
They were great, man. That guy was funny too. I like the guys that like talk a lot in between songs.
Yeah.
I love that
I
stuff.
love it when they're entertaining too.
He was so good because he gained a bunch of weight and he was doing jokes about it, how he lost weight.
That's
like,
awesome.
He's like, I lost like 30 pounds since COVID, but I still have more to go because he was pretty big. And he goes, and then one of the jokes he actually said this. He goes, I realize I better lose more weight, otherwise you guys are going to start calling me KFC in the Sunshine Band. You know? And it was hilarious, you know.
That's so good.
And, yeah.
Darren, that just reminds me of my first concert because I think it was a freshman in high school. I was like
What was your first
14,
concert?
REM.
Oh yes.
And
very gay
and
of you.
Yeah, it was very gay.
very
me and my
gay.
buddy.
Oh, wait
actually-
till you hear mine.
We slept out to get these tickets. We were sitting like 8 rows back, like from the center.
They had
This is
some
when
bops
you
back
could
in the day.
Yeah, and Michael Stipe actually yelled at me because I was like going nuts. I was like, "Yeah, man!" I was like, da, da, da. It was my first concert, and he
Yeah.
really didn't. And
He was trying
funny
to fuck, is what he's trying to
and
do.
he was like, "Hey guys, I'm serious here." Like, and he was talking to me because I was going nuts. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he's calming you down?
Yeah, he was like,
Oh.
because he was talking
Jeez.
about. I forget what he was talking about, but like it's funny. Like he got serious. Like he wasn't making jokes. I remember I was like
Wow.
screaming. And he was like, he was trying to be like, "Oh guys, I'm being serious here."
Oh, no, I like the ones that take,
Yeah.
And you know who opened for Casey and the Sunshine Band, which you would be like, this sounds really lame. It was the Village People.
Oh.
Yeah, you're like, what? The Village People? You're going to go see? I go, dude, but they were great.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny.
I've dressed up like each one of them.
Oh, yeah, you probably have, huh? Yeah.
He's got his Indian headdress behind the computer.
It's become problematic now. You can't.
Yeah,
you
he's
can't-
like
Yeah. The main guy, like, I think I forget his name, but he's the black guy that's like the cop, I think.
yeah.
He's like in his 70s, and apparently he got the rights to his music after a long battle. So now he's able to like tour and make
nice.
money again. And
Now every time Wayne's World 2 replays,
Yeah.
he's getting those
World.
kickbacks.
This is Wayne's World. It's the new Wayne's World. No,
Yeah.
This is the number 3 podcast in the world right now. I don't know if you know that. Kill Tony's number 1, Theo Vaughn's number 2, and in the studio with Levi's number 3.
right.
Thanks
All right.
for tuning
Thanks
in.
for having us.
You guys seen Kill Tony lately? You guys watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the biggest thing in comedy right now. Have you guys got a chance to go out there and perform at all? Or you
That was the first time I ever did stand up.
oh,
was on Kill Tony.
Oh, wow.
Get out of here. What episode?
252 with Morgan Murphy and Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah.
And it was
yeah.
a fun-
When it was
Tony-
one small table.
Tony, all these guys talked me into going up. I went up and I bombed so hard.
I have to go back and watch.
I was like, but I like it motivated me. I was
Yeah.
like, I want to do this. Like I want to do this.
I mean, yeah. If you come back after a bomb, because I bombed. I remember in New York one time, like at a show, so bad, and like it was 6 months in. Like I was just, my buddy drags me, like threw me up, and I remember like two jokes in, I hear boo boo. And I'm like, what do you guys want to talk about? And they're like, boo, and I'm like, and I made it a point that like I came back there sick. I'm like, all right, I got one thing I got to do is like I got to come back and do a set there and like get through it. And I got through it. It wasn't like great or anything, but I did my time. I was like, all right, we'll call it a break even point.
Yeah.
I try to make myself laugh more than others. You know, I'm very narcissistic. I'm really entertaining myself. If I say something really dark, I'm like, I think it's funny. I don't care what other people think and stuff. Do you have thick skin, or do you get affected easy, or you get out there and just do your thing? People love you. No one heckles you. I've watched a lot of your shit. No one really heckles you.
Yeah, I try
Because
to.
he asked him to.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like you're
It's
very
immersive.
inviting.
Yeah.
I try to put that vibe out. Well, also, I probably don't hit a lot of topics that are controversial or gonna piss people off, or they're like, not true, so I just try to go out and be like, okay, it's a comedy club. Here's the thing, because a friend of mine, he was getting kind of, especially after COVID, like all the clubs are closing, and he was getting all fired up and pissed off, and so he was bringing that into his comedy, but he hadn't quite made it comedic yet. Sometimes it was, but sometimes it wasn't, and sometimes he would do shows and people would walk out, and then I did a show with Fraser Smith. He's great, radio legend, comic. And Fraser, gave him some great advice. He goes, remember, they're in the comedy business, not the anger business. So
he was like preaching.
Yeah, remember to make it comedy.
Yeah, Sam Kinison. Remember Sam? He was always so mad.
Yeah.
He was screaming.
But he made it funny though, right?
He was mad.
The last time I saw Darren go up, Bruce brought you up. And he was he goes, me and this guy, we toured he went up after you. And he goes, me and Darren, we just got off the road the other day. But he forgot his flashlights at home. He could only do 5 minutes.
That's funny. Yeah.
And you're the Russian comic.
Yeah, it was just a good.
Are you really Russian?
Well, technically, my parents are Ukrainian. They're Jews, but so they're considered like Jews.
How's the war going? Is it settled down?
It's still going on. It's pretty bad.
My brain just exploded.
And, man.
So it's funny because my cousin. I only have like my cousin is there. My dad's.
You're 1/4 of all of them. So like,
I'm like all the.
And you could be the uniter.
And the reason it's funny because I picked Russian comic years ago, and the reason I did, I was just easier to spell than Ukrainian comic.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm lucky I'm not that popular. I don't really get blowback for it. But it's funny. I don't know.
Now people know more about Ukraine more than ever.
Than Yakov Smirnoff.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I had a fan page, back on Facebook years ago. I forget because we did like this spoof of. Remember they had the Jersey Shore. They did like a Russian version.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. So me and my buddy Ben in New York. He's a comic in New York. We did like our own version of the Russian Shore, like. And
like Russian mobsters.
Yeah, well, just like we were fresh off the boat, like really, all we wanted to do was like make money, whatever Russians wanted and all that.
Money, power, respect.
But I started a fan page on Facebook, and
Aiden, you're not allowed to yawn on the show.
And it was bring Yakov Smirnoff onto that show, but it got canceled. But somehow Yakov Smirnoff found
Yakov Smirnoff. That's not a real name.
Yeah, that's his real name.
Wakov Smirnoff.
Yakov. You know who he is, right? Or no?
Oh, you know?
Only Darren.
I thought we were at war with the Russians. I don't watch
So
them.
no, he was big in the 80s.
Comedian.
He was
really very big in the 80s.
Yeah, he's like really good friends with Robin Williams too.
Yeah.
Really big. He was in a bunch of 80s. Like he had his own. He was in a TV show too. Like
he was like a golden boy at the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah, Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So to make a long story short, he found this, and he's like. And I tried to explain to him why I did this, and he was like, "Could I have this page?" I'm like, "You can have it." I felt so bad, like I didn't want to be like you were kind of like a hero to me, and I only did it as like we were promoting this one stupid sketch we did, and I changed the name because the show got canceled to just Yakov Smirnoff fan page, and he found it, and he asked for it. I'm like, "Hey, dude, take it." Like
that's cool.
Like I didn't want to be like go down the road because actually talk about small Ukrainian Jewish world. My cousin. My cousin is used to be like a musician in Russia, and he was friends with Yakov, and he would always come to he said when he first moved here in the 80s, he would be at the Comedy Store at 2 a.m. watching Yakov, and because he knew him, they performed together back in the old country. So I talk about small entertainment world.
That's
but
awesome.
I did not bring it up to Yakov. I just said, here, just take your page, man. I feel bad for all.
Cool.
It's a big misunderstanding.
My son was go ahead.
You want to prank my mom? Get your phone out. I'll give you my mom's number. You're going to call and prank her.
I was going to tell you.
Say I'm you from the past or something.
I want to leave it open to you. My mom's number. That's the top.
We got everybody Googling Yakov Smirnoff right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect
It's all good, man.
Alive?
No. Oh, yeah, he's still alive. Yeah.
When you said it funny, too. The way
Oh, he made it killing it like Branson,
You know what I'm
Missouri.
saying? He was.
It's a true story.
Yo, he's big in Branson. Are you killing?
Yeah, he would do shows that get this at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. All the older people would come see him on those tour buses. That was one of the stops, and it would do like this theater.
Number.
Levi, he's that guy used to do in
In
Russia.
the desert?
Yeah, what the country?
What the country goes in America? You stand in line for this, and
I think when my son was around 11 or 12.
Oh,
he learned the Russian national anthem. Like he was playing it.
Oh, really? No way.
You can get charged with espionage if you know it these days, right?
I know, right? Yeah.
I want to say, did you order something?
No, I'm at the morgue. No,
dark, dude. No.
You know who my cousin is?
Dark.
Ryan
Don't do
Murphy.
that.
He's the darkest guy in comedy.
No.
He writes all the dark stuff.
Wow.
What can you pick? Well, let's vote. What are we gonna do? I
It's
want you
got
to
to
call
be
my
something
mom.
like.
What are something that you get regular calls for? That
I'm in jail and I need
No, those are all negative.
Oh, okay.
Because
So positive.
you're trying to be like, I'm scared of my mom. Hey, just kidding. So
okay.
try to
Okay.
go positive with it.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
more
need you more in my
positive.
life.
say you're a Saudi prince and you're coming into town or
just,
something, and you left your wallet at the airport.
Say you're an Uber fan of the podcast. You
I'm
know,
what?
maybe that could be one. He's like a super fan of the podcast.
How'd they get the number? Like,
Yeah.
just-
Well, we got a pranker.
yeah, he's got.
Oh,
prank.
Is this so and so's mom? Like,
It's Levi's
just be a
mom.
weirdo.
Is this Levi's mom?
I'm his biggest fan.
I saw. Yeah, just call her and
Yeah,
think.
you
man,
know
maybe
you're a
you're an
stripper
Uber
back
fan
in
of
the day?
Levi.
Yeah.
and
She's
just
taking me to my
found-
shows.
Oh, tell her
Why
that
don't
you're,
you
tell her you're an
talk to her?
up and coming stripper. You just turned 21 or something.
Yeah, and you need some advice from her son.
Be like, what are some good songs? I went out to Johnny Be Good and no one liked it.
I went to out to Johnny B.
Yeah, it's
Or
like,
whatever your favorite song is. Just
really lame
funny
song. Just
Yeah.
gotta be lame.
Say, I went out to, I did it all for the nookie and I got canceled.
yeah, got canceled. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see what you got, Aiden.
Like
Put on
it ain't what it
speakerphone.
used to be, man. Everyone's too PC these days. They're all woke or something. Yeah. I'm trying to be a stripper, and
I start preaching to her.
I got down to my underwear, and they canceled me.
Wait, what's your mom into?
To voicemail.
Voices into voicemail.
Not answering weird numbers, I guess.
Yeah.
She's
We'll try later.
I want to know, Mike, what the transition from New York comedy to LA comedy was like. Because they say, like, you go to LA to get famous and you go to New York to get great.
if you want to, like, I always tell people, like, and a couple of people, like, I don't know if you, Bobby Miyamoto, I remember I always tell
Yeah.
Bobby was like, because we kind of like switched spots. Like when I was coming out here, he was deciding to move to New York. But like it's boot camp for comedy. If you if you had a special, like if you're working on a special, like you wanted to get it tight as you could be, I'd say go to New York City, like, and you could be doing 5-6 shows a night if you hustle hard enough. You could definitely do 20 plus shows a week. Like it depends, like who you know and what you're willing to do.
Right.
That's, I don't know, Adam Hunter. That's how I met Adam, Tarun Shetty. How we all met. We used to hand out flyers in Times Square for stage time.
Shout out to Adam, man.
Yeah, and
That's how I
Adam
met
put
you,
on
too.
so many comics, and Adam, he doesn't, one of the so he left New York, and he left New York like his reputation wasn't being a great comic, and he got his reputation out here in New York. He was known as like a great barker. Like he would literally like
Really?
just bring in crowds of people. He was so
He's one of my favorite joke writers.
oh
to
yeah,
watch.
he
I
worked
follow
so-
Adam. I've had him on my shows. I love Adam.
Oh yeah, he worked so hard. It was the reason we actually split because we were all working for Hamburger Harry's, Gladys's. Sure, like you've heard like Melissa Rouse. She's talked about it. She's from Big Bang Theory. She's on that new was that night court show. So we all started out together, like, but we all started at this place called Hamburger Harry's. Like Zach Galifianakis was there, Jim Gaffigan. That's like she always Gladys always talks about Jim Gaffigan. Like those, so just this, everybody like did the open mic there, but they used to do book shows, but you would hand out flyers for stage time. So Adam started doing those shows. Adam was so good at it that he was doing had something else going on that they made him come bark when he wasn't even on the show. They're like,
wow.
Sounds like a man on the street missed
yeah,
opportunity, man.
and
Sounds like he's got a knack for it. you
Yeah,
know?
he's got that show on YouTube, the wrestling Pinned.
Pinned,
You
yeah,
ever
that's a
watch
great
that?
show, yeah.
I'm trying to get on that show, Adam. Put me on a show.
well, they only made the pilot so far. They're looking for
I know. I
money,
want to be
so-
on. I want to be on it.
Oh, he has his podcast. Yeah, that's MMA Roasted, I think.
I'm
That's
trying.
what-
Yeah. Adam just got back from being on tour. He was touring with
Russell Peters.
Yeah, he was up
All over
all
the
over
world,
the
Russell
world,
Peters.
dude.
Yeah.
He was like in India and Africa. You ever go around the world?
No,
I
the
don't wanna
farthest
go.
like when was I'm not that interested. I mean, I would. I want to go if it's legit. Like I know I'm going to be like with the real promoters, real hotels, real.
Wouldn't there be a big language barrier? I mean,
Yeah, you wanted to
Adam
be-
was telling jokes.
I don't want to be
to-
on my own. Just
But
to
you'd
for
be
the- yeah.
surprised. Like I
Yeah.
think it's just our arrogance as Americans that we only speak one language. Like,
Right.
when you get out there, people speak other languages.
Right.
Like I grew up in bilingual household, so like it just shocked me like how
Ukrainian is the other one.
Russian, but it's like almost like a hybrid because there are some words that I use that I realize that are also.
Are you a Russian spy or?
I could be. I don't know. I do smoke a lot of weed. Like I don't know. There could be like who knows? There could
I
be
like
a
the
word.
shirt.
He gathers
There could be a word
information
that
There
just
could be
sets
a
him
word
off.
that just sets me into like MK Ultra. So yeah, that I gifted that shirt. That's our old We used to do an old our own podcast.
Let me see it.
That's back 10 years ago.
At least 10 years ago.
The
yeah.
real potheads of North Hollywood.
Yeah, we started out.
That's funny.
We shot a pilot back in
wow.
2009. We had Ron Jeremy was in it, or before now he's problematic.
Bad breath, Ron.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy.
He got in big trouble, dude.
He's in big trouble, but he got out of it because
for getting paid to fuck women.
Well,
I'm not defending. Obviously, rape is rape. I'm not defending the guy, but it seems like he was eating at the buffet every single night, and he still had to go to McDonald's.
yeah. Puff Daddy's in big trouble too.
He's another one.
You've been watching that?
Not really. I've been hearing bits and pieces, but I don't really know the full scope of it. I try not to dive into negative shit.
I know.
I'm a big fan of Chappelle, and Chappelle always says every time something's going on in the world, they go after a black celebrity.
There you go.
And then every time something like this happens, I'm like, all right, so what are they trying to cover up this week?
Aiden,
that Harvey Weinstein guy is super black.
I know.
Well, they had to just take him down. They were just sick of his shit. I'm just saying. I'm not listening. I'm just quoting.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Nickelodeon documentary thing?
That was
Where they're trying to bring down the head of those shows or whatever. So it's 4 episodes, but 3.
Take the call.
Oh, take the call.
Take the call.
Damn it.
What do you got?
Get back to that story.
Florida?
Yeah.
No,
You're on
that's
speaker.
that's not it.
Oh.
Never mind. I was gonna say you should prank call my mom. Say I need parents' permission to go into a male strip club.
Oh no! You need her permission to come on this show.
Yeah, I need a parent.
You need
He's
sitting in the way.
like a gay strip club. Like he's asking to go.
Oh, because your mom's in question if you're gay or not. It's cool if you are. I understand.
At a gay strip.
What was I talking about though? The Nickelodeon.
Yeah, go back to him.
Quiet on the Set, man. So it's 4 episodes total. 3 of them are just talking about this fat guy producer that would inject adult humor into the writing.
Yeah.
And he was kind of a dick, And then only 1 episode of actual pedophiles.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they trying to tell us here?
It was like the 3rd episode, horrible.
Horrible. But the whole rest, you're like,
Dan Schneider.
okay.
Yeah. Well, I find that with most shows that they could have got their point done in one episode.
Like R. Kelly is a whole
Like,
series.
whole
I don't
thing.
need to watch the whole series.
Yeah,
yeah,
they could have
man.
been all done in one episode. They got to stretch it out because they got to get everybody.
I watch him sing in jail. You guys been watching He uploads videos in jail.
R. Kelly? No, he doesn't, does he?
His voice sounds like an angel in behind bars.
Oh, I love that. I
Great
believe I could
acoustics.
fly.
Oh man, yeah.
Remember that? I believe I can. Remember it? I can't
believe-
sing, so.
Oh, yeah, you can. Actually, you want to do something musical? Maybe we could put
Yeah.
some instrumental.
I believe I can fly. I can't sing, but.
I believe you're sitting next to Levi.
There you go. Are you going to call your mom?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna call.
Let me ask you guys a
I'm too
question.
Dark. You guys sound too
Can
dark.
you separate the artist from the art? Like when it comes to something like that? Like, could you?
I think you could. I think we. I don't
Yeah.
like. Who knows? Maybe Michelangelo could have been a fucking sick freak. We don't
Right,
know
right.
what he was up to, or
Yeah, I think it
Leonardo da
depends
Vinci.
on.
I think it depends on your personal connection to it.
Yes. Yes.
Like whether or not
I'm a
it
dark
touched
person.
on your thing
You're
that you
you're
have
a
trauma
very
from as well.
G-rated. You
You
don't
know?
curse too much. That's
I
good.
try not to. I mean, I do, but it's like.
You talk about pussy a lot on your set.
Yeah. Other than that, though,
you-
30 minutes of pussy.
Yeah, you're real G-rated. I'm like, wait a minute, no, you talk about pussy a lot.
I go G-rated the first 15 minutes.
You
and I
raps about
clo-
pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
I love. Remember that song? Hey, we want some.
Pussy.
Yeah. Then the clean
Two
version.
Live Crew.
We changed it to
Is this
Pepsi. Yeah.
Jamie?
Maybe we want some Pepsi.
Earlier, when you said you're speaking Russian, and did you say that? Were you about to say that some words you found out were actually like English?
Ukrainian
or-
words.
Hi, is this
Oh,
Jamie?
yeah.
Hi, Jamie. This is Levi Steele. I'm the general manager of the Rainbow Unicorn Club here in West Hollywood.
Oh, hi.
Hi, we have your son here at the front desk, and he said that his mom gave him permission to come into this club, and we just needed like a verbal permission.
Oh, yes, that's fine.
Okay, so you're gonna let your son go to a gay male review show?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Okay? Do you encourage it? He wants to know
Sure,
if you could
yeah.
send him like $100 for the strippers. He's a little short on cash.
Only if he brings one home.
Okay, so
How about Venmo?
Venmo? Will Venmo work?
Zelle.
Zelle.
We'll take Zelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you take Unicorn Pay?
I do, actually.
Hi, Jamie. Hey, I have your son here on the set of In the Studio with Levi. Say hi. You're with the world. It's the number.
Hi.
It's the number 3 podcast in the world.
Hi, awesome.
We just want to prank you, Jamie. Thank you so much, Mom. We'll talk to you later. Your son's awesome. All right. Your mom wants you to be gay. Your mom
She was like,
wants you-
"Yeah, I'm fine with that."
You think she
I
thought?
know, right?
I was
Very
like, holy
supportive
shit,
mother.
what?
Very
You want to
supportive.
go to the strip club after this?
Yeah.
Apparently, your mom just signed off on it.
$100. She's got. I'll take 20 out of it if that's cool.
Does your mom know we're busting her balls, or is
Yeah, I
that?
told her it's a prank. Yeah. So, is
At
that
the
G-rated? Is
start,
that okay?
I feel
Wasn't
like
too dark.
she
No, it's
didn't
good.
know what
That's
the
good.
rainbow.
Oh yeah, she
is.
probably thought it was like a comedy club or something.
Yeah,
And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine."
The rainbow. I don't know what I said.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Does she know you're with me right now?
Yeah, she knows I'm doing this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she kind of bought it. I think she bought it.
She bought it at first, yeah.
She bought you a gay stripper is what she did.
If he brings one home, that was
Yeah, if she wants to ask. Okay, is your mom hot or what's going on?
no.
She's
I'll elbow you in the fucking face.
hideous.
Well, I have your mom's
Hideous
number.
gal.
Yeah, my mom's number. So if, my mom's single too. Mom swap. We could do like a Pornhub, thing.
Is it your mom's birthday coming up? You can hire Levi.
Yeah, pop out of a cake.
Yeah.
Put some Ben Gay on. What's that smell? Ben Gay.
Why is our cake smelling Ben Gay?
Is this policeman outfit on?
I get too sleepy. I retire, dude.
Why Ben Gay? It's a euphemism.
Hashtag Ben Gay. Aiden, been curious.
Been there, done that. Gay.
You must have. So, you had to have watched your diet strictly for like those 20 years.
Yeah. What was that
Oh,
like,
staring at
man?
yourself in the mirror like American Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
shredded. I'm shredded.
going-
How long you spend in the
Chubby,
gym?
chubby.
You still work
Yeah.
out. It looks like you still work out.
Well, I'm just on the blow diet right now, so I'm dropping all the extra fat.
Ah,
Uh,
that explains the Zeppelin tea.
yeah, I know. I've relapsed recently, and maybe it's a cry for help, but I'll be okay.
Because you're like with comedy, like if you're not watching your diet, you're like I need to lose about 10 pounds, right? So last night,
You have a belly?
yeah, I do. I don't
What
like
do you
it.
like to eat? Pizza? What do you?
I like all that stuff.
I think it's the
man.
late night eating.
Yeah,
That's
love
what's
it.
the
So,
late night eating
I
after
love it
sets?
all
Where do
day.
you
Like
go?
right now, like I go
Yeah.
all day, I'm fine. But then like,
crave
I
at
get home
night.
after the show, and I'm like, I
What's
get
your
hungry.
go-to on the road, like late night?
Probably just like chips.
Pussy.
it's
back in the
Mexican
day.
food.
Mexican food?
I love Mexican food, man. It's
When
like
me and
melted-
Dustin
anything
were on the
melted-
road, dude, I gained
Yeah.
like 10 pounds.
Melted cheese.
Because we were having Jack in the Box every single
wow.
night.
Yeah.
Aiden, you don't
Every night.
Do you work out?
No.
You like
no,
you just do
I'm
Warcraft
starting
all
to
day
get
long.
What?
You play Warcraft online all day long.
yeah, I do. I'm starting to get a belly. Yeah. I'm
Belly.
150. My ID says 118.
Oh wow.
Do you take
Yeah.
PE? Is that like one of the classes you have to take?
No, I don't have to take it.
I took 2 PEs in high school.
You know what? It's easy to do is just to make a daily habit of push-ups. That's what I do. Push-ups. You know.
Always
How
on
many
the
can you do? Are you
push-ups.
What's that?
Always on the
Yeah,
push-ups.
yeah. Yeah, I
Always.
get Dustin to do it. I swear to God, though, man, I got my own kid to do it now. It's like so. Like I do the push-ups. It's like try to do at least. I start out with 50, just 50 a day.
Well, it's not working. You get the belly.
I know. That's because it's a late night eating. You're like, maybe you should try
killer.
sit-ups. Fuck the push-ups. Sit with the belly, but I'm jacked. No, but and it's great though because now my son we're like kind of competitive because I don't just do 100. I'll do a couple extras like 103, 104.
No,
Nice.
get out of here.
Yeah, now he's well. I do him 25 at a time
Straight?
or 30,
Oh,
no, 30
That's
and
cool.
20.
That's
and,
cool.
But
That's
my
great.
son, he
Head up or head
Yeah.
down? What are you doing?
head up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm ex-Navy, so
Yeah, so you know, yeah.
What?
They,
What?
Yeah, I was a search and rescue swimmer in the Navy.
Ah, that explains the Chippendales.
Yeah,
I
was
learned it on the
shredded.
boat.
The swimmer. I would have had that swimmer bod, and it was hot back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, push-ups are good, dude. Do you
Push-ups.
do burpees?
I used to, but I don't. In fact, you know what it is? That part, because I was putting it out there like about 5
I'm
years
going to
ago.
challenge you and your son
Yeah.
to add the burpee.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Well, here's my son. He's doing like 100 push-ups, 100 jumping jacks,
great,
100
dude.
sit-ups, and then he was sick for like.
What's your son's name?
Austin. Shout out.
shout out to Austin, dude. Good
Yeah,
job, buddy.
online, look him up. His name is Oss the Bass Boss. Every time I
Okay.
post a
Nice.
video,
Fuck yeah,
go to
that's
the
cool.
comment section. You'll see Oss the Bass Boss.
That's dope, dude.
But now he's doing 200 push-ups a day, and I'm
Get
like,
out of here.
yeah, he's gonna, yeah, it's
Dude,
like
that's hard.
We're looking at
think
the
it's a
next Thor.
I think it's a mental thing though. It's like with mental, you tell yourself, I'm gonna make this a habit, and then that's how it is.
And you
It's
look
like,
at yourself in the mirror, you're like, did that work? I need more. You become narcissistic. It's like for
6 minute
vanity,
abs on
Yeah.
YouTube.
What's that?
aesthetics.
6
Is,
minute abs.
Yes.
I used to do that shit. Like,
Did you?
my best video is when I did the ab thing, and I demonstrated it, and everybody's like, "That doesn't work." I'm like, "All right, well, I've been using it for years."
I love
What is it?
Like a million
it just shocks you.
videos. Million.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my number one. I keep trying to beat that
It's
fucking
like
video.
gotta
It's
get
just
abs
stupid.
in 10 minutes.
I love
do it, like,
Harlan's.
right before I go.
You guys remember something about Mary when Harlan's in the car with him, and he's like, "I got a great idea, man. You know that video, 8-minute abs, 7-minute abs."
Yeah, I was gonna say about the with the push-ups and all that, and then with being a stripper, like watching your diet for 20 years. Because with comedy, like if you know you're gonna be on camera or just whatever, you could, like the other night I wore like this, like a sweatshirt. I was like, I'll just wear this, and then, but if you have to take your clothes
if you
off,
have
it's
to.
like.
And you're always, clenched, and
Yeah.
you
You have to be in like superhero shape, huh?
I'm getting ready for become a big action movie star. That's what I hope. Universe.
Did you
I'm
do
like-
any roids?
Yeah. Back in the day, man, we take Tren and
Tren?
D-ball tabs all day long. And,
Now it's Ozempic. right?
Yeah.
but now I just do the Total T Clinic in La Jolla. It's get your testosterone checked from a lab, and so now I have like legitimate T levels that are off the chart.
Yeah.
I got my blood results. It was like 1100. My testosterone is off the chart.
Is that high?
It's 1250 is the
Nice.
max.
So your sperm's doing push-ups.
That's where all the 7
Yeah,
kids come in.
I'm trying to become friends with like more trans people so I could like steal their testosterone and just take it.
You're
Friends
just
with
seeking them out?
You're good with the trans community, you said?
Well, I'm not actually.
Shout out to the
but-
trans community.
He wants to get in with them so he can take their
So you
You
want
want the
steal
testosterone? Go to
testosterone.
TotalTClinic.com
Sex.
and tell them Levi sent you.
They always choose the worst names, like Milo. They name themselves Milo. I was like, are you sure you're a guy?
Talking about training.
Yeah.
I was in jail with
no,
one.
Like a trans man, like a girl to a boy.
Oh, trans man, that's kind of hot.
You know what?
Because
I find
so it's
offensive?
vagina, right? That's better than the other
Right?
one.
Like how what's more male than like Carl? You know? Like you never see him
Right.
pick that name. It's always like Milo or Aiden.
Like a
you know?
flower's name.
You know what gets me is their name for us, like cisgender. That I'm like, all right, you don't have to like.
What's that one? Sis, I'm not hip to all.
Cisgender is basically like if you're living like I was born a male, I live as a male. That's me. It's cisgender. They want to use like your normal or your.
I don't know if I've ever. Did you ever want to be a girl once, or have you ever thought about it? I don't think I've
No,
ever.
that seems like the worst
Only
thing
in
to
Vegas.
be. Like,
I have a sister who looks just like me, so it's like I don't want to be a girl. Can't date blondes.
She had a rough life.
Shout out to Shauna.
People don't think she's cis. They just think
just
she's
the
trans.
Yeah, well, it's a good celly to have, I guess. You guys performing anywhere? You want to give a shout out to anywhere you're going to be performing, or how they can? Do you have a website?
When
Everybody
does this come out?
of the closet. This is
or is this live right now, or is this?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you go to Instagram, look me up, official Darren Carter, and I put up videos almost daily. One of them has over 12 million views, and it's crazy that it just gets out there. And what I always do is I put the link in the bio. I got that link tree, and then they can just click that and see my dates. I'll be in San Jose, California in April, and some other dates. But yeah, just go to my Instagram, official Darren Carter.
Do you have a YouTube channel too, or no?
Yep, YouTube channel. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, the whole thing.
It's a lot of platforms to keep up with, isn't it? Jeez.
It is. It's almost like a full-time job, but then you realize like you can only worry about what you can control, and that's something we can control. There's especially in today's day and age, like what you're doing here with the podcast, you just
Wayne's
you get it
World.
out and,
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Appreciate you guys coming out here, Mike. Get your Instagram tag.
Well, you mentioned before, at Russian Comic. That's a great way to find me on Instagram, on Twitter, YouTube, like all the platforms.
Right
You
on.
mentioned Facebook if you're old.
Aiden, how do we find you, buddy?
Aiden.block comedy on
Aiden.
Instagram.
Say it one more time.
Aiden.block_comedy. And then I'm at Flappers soon.
Out in Burbank, yeah.
Yeah, Flappers, Tucson,
That's a good room.
Arizona, and then I'm on a couple shows, Machine Gun Comedy, Nick's Machine Gun Comedy.
Out in Torrance.
Torrance.
Yeah, if you're out there, nice.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And how can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Nick R Comedian on Instagram and at Machine Gun Comedy for the show in Torrance. I got a few dates coming up. Tomorrow night, March 28th, I'm at the Covina Laugh Factory with Pablo Francisco and Dustin Ibarra. You can get tickets online right now.
Dope.
Monrovia right after that, same night at it's a bar. I can't remember the name of it. And then we got Tucson, Arizona coming up April 18th. You can get tickets at Machine Gun Comedy there. And just follow those platforms, man.
Is that your
Find me
brand,
all
Machine
over.
Gun? Do you work?
Yeah, that's my brand.
That's your, and you started
Yeah.
that.
What
Yeah.
are you doing in Tucson?
It's me, Josh, Danny, Aiden, and Anthony. We took Machine Gun Comedy out there for.
Oh, cool.
Took on the
Yeah.
road, kind of like Kill
just took
Tony.
it. Yeah,
Just get your show.
I was like, I'm going to
and
be
take
in
on the
town
road.
anyways for a wedding.
Nice.
Let's make some money.
Yeah.
Who's getting married?
My niece, shout out to Maddie. Yeah, she's getting married April 19th, man.
Almost.
All my nieces and nephews are married before I am. How crazy is that?
Do you have commitment issues or what's going on here?
No, I'm just I don't know.
You've concentrated yourself.
I'm like I'm just a finicky particular guy, man. I
think I would be too, man. Especially like I got, I guess lucky when I met my wife back in the day. But as time goes by, you get older, you get more experience. I don't know, man. It would be harder, I think.
to settle down later in life.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because
Divorce is easy. It's cheap.
That's what I hear. No.
Check out www.divorce.com.
Because I met my wife at the Improv, when I was 27, and we got married 10 months later.
Wow.
But it worked
Wow.
out though, because
She was a fan in the crowd.
she loved comedy. Yeah, she loved
See,
comedy.
that's the
and,
thing, man. Is like just finding like the right partner.
A lot of my strippers marry
down
the
with
girls
it.
that come to their shows. They fall in love, and they, it's like
it's
marrying a fan is very narcissistic.
Well, I think what it is-
I love it.
I didn't. Let me finish it. I wasn't performing that night.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
That makes it worse, though. It's like,
I feel like what makes it hard is they fall in love with the idea of you.
Yeah.
And then when they realize you're just a normal guy, like I'm not that guy on stage, off stage.
even like
you know what I mean?
comedians. I know. I'm not gonna say his name. There's a comedian that I used to listen to his podcast, and I knew him in real life, but not really. But I listened to his podcast and then see him on stage, and he projected this really positive, fun-loving image. And then off stage, I realized, he's kind of like he has to work himself up to be like
to
that.
get
He's-
like
yeah,
that.
it's
He's kinda down sometimes.
So I'm like
Yeah.
negative on stage, and then off stage, it's like hyper routine, just helping others and stuff like that. It's like a complete.
But that makes you happy though,
contrast.
right? Helping others and all that stuff you said
That's
earlier, praying.
the whole
and
thing,
journaling
man.
and all
That's
that.
how I stay happy, dude.
And Levi, also just reminds me about the Tuesday show at the Dime Bar. If you're in Hollywood,
Okay, yeah.
come check it out.
Check out the Dime Bar, man.
Darren's been there.
Yeah, across from my Cantors, right?
Yep, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aiden, if you're ever in town, you're more than welcome to come down. I'll get to find some spot.
We'll sneak
time
you in the
for
back.
If
Fuck yeah,
if your
that'd be
mom lets
great.
you get out that late at
Dime
night
Bar?
on Dime Bar
Tuesdays.
on Tuesdays. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's-
I've
so
come.
I host the
That'd
show
be
there every
driving
week. It's
soon.
been free. It's been 5 years now. I've been
Say it
over
again?
there.
I'm driving soon.
Nice.
Oh, nice. He's driving soon.
So
He's getting his license.
When I was your age, I was
Tomorrow
I, was-
he's getting his license.
congratulations.
Is
Thank
it tomorrow's your test?
Yeah.
I got $5 you fail the first time. I failed my first couple
I
times.
failed it 3
I
times.
Got 5 on
I'll
it.
Venmo you.
Are you going to take the?
to get 100?
Have you driven around the DMV where you're taking the test?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we did that too with our son. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's even YouTube videos. You can look up YouTube because other people have the camera in their car and they're like, and then there's this is one of the 3 routes. You'll turn left here. Now watch
Yeah.
out for the speed bump.
It's
Yeah,
the
so-
bike lane they'll trick you with the bike lane. That's how they always trick me.
You don't have a lot of bike lanes in Torrance.
I
so
don't
we're
respect bike lanes. I'm just kidding. You're in the road. Get out of here.
I
Go
don't
on the
like
fucking
bikers.
sidewalk. Where I'm from,
Yeah.
you hit sidewalks.
You got to go where the line is broken, right?
California with these bike laws, dude. They
Now I
put
can
the
change
bikes right out there, and then they just, dude, I'm gonna run them over.
Is it like an actual bar?
Yeah, it's a bar. You
And I'm
you be as a comic you could get.
It's a
in.
rough
Actually,
room,
it's funny,
dude.
The bouncer doesn't start till 10 o'clock, so that's a little.
It's
if
a
you're
tough-
underage and you're trying to get into a bar, there's
I
no
did a
bouncer
joke there,
till
it didn't
10, so
land.
you're good. The show
Okay,
starts
cool.
at 8. Yeah,
Cool,
But as
dude.
a comic, you get. I think you get. You're allowed to do that, so it should be fine.
Yeah,
I think
thank you,
It's
dude.
all good. It's like when comedians smoke cigarettes on stage,
Mm-hmm.
because they're it's part of their act, or they say. And then, and then Levi, if you could just hold up that the
Yeah, what do we got?
DVD I got you a flesh blanket.
You're in
I
way
think-
better shape now than back in the
yeah,
day, Mike.
but
It's,
my picture's down there on this arm right there. But I was a producer on this, and I think Darren remembers Ramsey Moore.
Yeah, what is that?
That's our indie film. I gave that to Levi.
What
but
is
it's
it?
on,
It's
it's
a
on
horror.
Tubi. It's on.
Wow.
It's
Thank
it's
you.
a
That's dope.
mockumentary kind of horror film. I don't want to give away too much.
What's
about
it called?
It's called Flesh Blanket. That's
Flesh
It's on
Blanket.
Tubi right now.
I know
For-
love that
Brian
stuff.
Swinehart talks about him a lot. like
Yeah,
his
Brian.
buddies.
Brian's in it.
Swine Time,
I was one of the
hey.
producers. Actually, won Fear in New York City in
Wow.
2017 for
badass.
best feature and best actor. Ramsey was post Tom. Is that what do they call that post? When somebody dies and they give them an award.
Postmortem.
No,
No,
of course.
it's like humanist.
yeah, like that.
Humorous,
Well, yeah.
posthumous.
Posthumous. There you go. So Darren, that's why Darren is the dictionary for us. But I've been smoking a lot of weed, to be fair. But yeah, so he won that award because he passed in 2014. Darren, Levi, you knew him too. Darren knew this guy. So yeah, we made this film back. I think it was like 2010. And
Thank
so
you.
it's on
I'll have
Tubi
to
now.
watch that.
Yeah, definitely
I'll
check
have
it out on
nightmares
Tubi.
tonight,
Give it some positive reviews. 'Cause
Absolutely.
It's like at a 2.6 on IMDb. I'm at least trying to get it to a 3. But
Yeah,
there's some real haters out there calling it the worst movie they've ever seen, which I take that as a compliment.
Nice.
Like if you're not going to be the best, you might as well be.
I thought
the
Magic
worst.
Mike
Like,
2
that-
was
The
the worst
new
movie ever.
The Room.
Yeah,
There
so
we go.
yeah, if you check it out, it's called Flesh Banquet on Tubi. And so-
Right on. Well, man,
Cool.
we really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like what you like, subscribe. Thank you. Comment, share with your friends. It's been a good time here in the studio with Levi. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you, man.
dude.
Yeah, it was a lot
It was
of fun.
fun.
Yeah,
Thank you so
let's do
much.
this.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, we're just having a good time. We good, Chris? Cool, man. Thank you guys. Check us out next week. This is episode 6. See you guys next time.
Cool.
Cool.